safety.
Yeah, Rahim's lab safety for dummies. This is what I'm...
Oh, hi, bud. Hello.
Hi. So, time to begin your debriefing. Now, laboratory procedures aren't really that difficult. You just have to follow some very basic and keen rules.
Yes, okay.
Now, the first thing you have to know is to learn about the materials of the laboratory.
Okay.
This is a portrait of a Florence flask, and this is an Erlenmeyer flask. Now, the Florence flask is specifically made in order to heat different solutions.
Yes.
Right. Now, the Erlenmeyer flask is different because it is used to measure different amounts of liquid and of solution. And this also too can apply to the graduated cylinder and beakers. Now, the most important thing you have to remember about these instruments are that they're gentle and they're glass. So you have to make sure that you're careful with them. If one of them so happens to break, then you have to make sure to clean up all the material readily.
Okay.
And in a quick manner. Now, if there is a solution in this flask, which is an acid, and it spills onto the countertop, countertop.
Yeah, what do we do?
Alright, you have to pay attention closely now.
Okay.
You cannot just get a wipe and just clean yourself. You will get acid on your skin and that'll start burning and irritating. What you have to do is to get an acid and get a base and neutralize the acid.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so that's very important. You should always remember that. Now also, while disposing of chemicals after you're done using these materials, such as these flasks, it's important to appropriately throw them away. You can't just throw them down the sink. Sometimes you have to give them to the right officials to throw it away. Now, while doing experiments, you have to use instruments such as the funnel, scapula, and these are all instrumental. The funnel is to pour solutions down, so it doesn't pour quickly into the tube, but rather slowly, as it will swirl on the top and then go down and down and down. Now the scapula is used so you can get up a measured amount of a powder, like a powder of a compound. Now, in some experiments, you might have to heat or give energy, which is coming from the flame, into a solution or experiment. God. Okay. Yeah. So, in these times, you always have to be careful and aware of keeping the flame not so high so it gets out of control, but under control. Okay. Now, you also have to make sure when heating a solution that if the gas is dangerous and poisonous, you do it under a fume hood. Okay. All right. So you understand that?
Okay. But what if I don't have a fume hood? Can I just do it in a highly ventilated area?
Yes, but also you have to be aware that if it is poisonous and there are no windows in the room, that you always have to use a fume hood. Okay. Now, in most chemistry labs, there are fume hoods where you can have... Okay. Yeah. And generally, you have to have a chemistry room where it does have all these equipment. Otherwise, you should not do an experiment there. Now, also, while always doing an experiment, you always have to be sure you're equipped with safety goggles, gloves, and even an apron. Now, safety goggles are extremely important so you don't get any solutions such as acids into your eyes. That will be extremely dangerous. But if you do get acids into your eyes, it is important to quickly wash them out with water. And usually, you should keep your eyes in there for around 15 minutes. Now, you idiot! That's exactly what happens when you mix a water into an acid. You are a disgrace! Now get out!
Diluted ammonium chloride.
Great job, Mr. Microphology, great job.
Thank you, sir.
You know what I liked about it?
Yes.
You made sure to follow all the procedures, all the safety rules. Like, for example, you put on your gloves, you wore your goggles, and I especially like that you cleaned up after the mess.